Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless spoilers next week. Audra sets up Kyle and disaster strikes at party. Young and the Restless spoilers for May 26-30, 2025. See Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, is launching a new scheme against Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, or maybe with Kyle Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack and Diane plan honeymoon. So we're going to talk about Audra, about Kyle, about Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, stressing over Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland's return, and what she has to say, and some huge trouble coming at Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott's birthday bash. All right, so at the end of this week, we've got Diane and her son Kyle having a heart-to-heart, and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron's, a big topic there, discussing along with Audra. Right now, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane are planning their honeymoon. You know, the one they never had when they got married. They're going to be leaving town and are going to stay away for several weeks, unless something happens to mess that up. So, we'll see how that goes. Young and the Restless spoilers, Diane worries, but Kyle getting into trouble while they're gone is a major source of stress for Diane. She's very worried about their son. Kyle, meanwhile, reassures her it's going to be fine. But what Diane sees is that he's getting all tangled up and obsessed with Audra again because of these cryptic threats she's been making about this cosmetics company startup, which I don't know why he even cares. Well, bad writing. But Kyle promised Mama Diane nothing with Audra Charles will cause a problem for Jabba while they're gone. But Diane also knows Claire doesn't want him getting close to Audra either, and it could mess up their relationship. So his mom is pressing, and Kyle admits to Diane that sometimes he feels like he's a lot like Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. Not a good thing, right? And he wonders if he can be the good guy that Claire wants and needs. And of course Diane gets it. She actually says she has a lot in common with Claire since they both have sketchy pasts, and they've tried to move past it. She said that she and Claire have actually talked about it. And then Kyle admits that he also has to fight his darker impulses. But the bottom line, at the core of it, he hates having to be nice to Victor because of Claire, and he doesn't think this whole party thing and the grand gesture that she wants to make is going to make any dent. And I agree. Young and the Restless. Audra's new scheme against or with Kyle. So at the end of this week's last episode, Kyle gets a text from Audra. And in case you didn't know, Victor did send her a little bit of the funding for her new company because Audra convinced Victor she's making progress towards breaking up Kyle and Claire, but she is not. So Audra asked Kyle to come meet her for a drink. She has an idea to run by him. Diane sees the text message and she's worried, but Kyle says, "Look, I already know Audra's trying to set a trap, but he's going to go meet her anyway. Because he wants to know what's going on. He thinks he can turn this around, flip the script, use this as an opportunity for him. Young and the Restless spoilers, Audra comes clean." So, next week, Kyle goes, and he meets with Audra who makes a proposal that she seems to think is going to be a win-win. Now, maybe she's selling Victor out, or maybe Audra's playing mind games with Kyle, or she's trying to team up with Kyle to run some sort of, con on Victor. And it's possible Audra might plot to slip Kyle a drug in his drink, or something like that. Or Audra may come clean and tell Kyle Victor wants her to break him and Claire Grace up. Maybe Audra sees she can't do what Victor wants, and she's looking for some sort of workaround. I mean, maybe Audra thinks if she tells Kyle that he'll agree to do a fake split with Claire to try and out Victor and reveal what he's doing. Maybe she's going to offer to ally with him if the Abbotts fund her company or bring her company under the Jabot label, something. We'll see how it goes. Audra is always sketchy, and right now, Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, has got a very close eye on her, and I don't think she's aware of that. And Audra better be careful, or she's going to mess around and lose her man on Young. And the Restless Y&R spoilers. Tracy Abbott returns to Genoa City. So, also next week, as Jack mentioned, Tracy is coming home from New York. He also mentioned Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson coming, but we haven't seen that confirmed yet. We just know that Beth Maitland is confirmed back. So this is the first time Tracy has been back to Genoa City since her lying psycho fiancé Martin Laurent was exposed as Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, kidnapper. And Diane is nervous about Tracy and Ashley's reactions to the makeover she gave to the Abbott house. So when Diane asks what she thinks, Tracy says the redo left her speechless. Now that could be stunned silence because she thinks Diane did an awful job, or Tracy might be stunned into silence because of how great it looks. Very cryptic. You know, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, doesn't like it. He feels like Diane wiped away their father, John Abbott, formerly Jerry Douglas's presence from the house. But I think Tracy might be okay with it. Now Ashley, on the other hand, might be the person Diane should worry about because she hates everything Jack's wife does. So we'll wait and see what her reaction is. Young and the Restless. Michael Baldwin quits, Victor Newman fumes, and... Also, at the end of this week, Nikki has dinner with Lauren Fenmore, Tracy Bregman, over at the GCAC, and she's showing off the pretty locket that Victor got her as an early birthday gift. Then Lauren drops a bombshell and warns her that Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, is quitting, and he went to tell Victor. And of course, Nikki's very worried because Michael, the only person that reigns in Victor's worst impulses. As we all know, Nikki caves and lets Victor get away with everything. Nikki is his top enabler, but you know, Adam Newman, Mark Grossman's right behind him. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley's in there. Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow's more likely to push back. But the whole Newman family really needs to just stage some sort of attitude intervention and get Victor under control. But then again, that may not ever be possible. Young and the Restless. Victor rages. So when Jack shows up and sees Nikki with Lauren, he agrees. Yeah, Michael's doing the right thing. Nikki heads off to check in with an irate Victor. We'll see if she can talk him out of his temper fit, but I doubt it. He's upset he has lost his sneaky lawyer and top co-conspirator, Michael, and Victor's also angry because Audra's not done what she promised. Michael said the Abbotts rooted out all their spies and fired them from Jabot. So that has the mustache fuming. Claire's still dating Kyle, and now Michael has quit on him. So Victor's ranting at Nikki, and he tells her never say Michael's name again. I'm assuming Lauren and Michael are going to be at the party, so that's going to be a little awkward. Y&R spoilers, chaos expected at Nikki's birthday bash, and next week, that is the big shift of focus. It's all about the big party for Nikki. Now, Claire is supposed to be planning it with Victor, but it happens to be Victoria meeting with party planner Pietro, played by Queer Eye's Jai Rodriguez. So Victoria tells Pietro she wants this night to be special for her mom, Nikki, and promises Nikki's party is going to go down as one of Genoa City's most legendary events. Now, Pietro is probably right, but not for the reasons he thinks. It's not going to be for the discussion, the party favors, the punch, the open bar, any of that. I suspect Nikki's big birthday bash is going to set the stage for chaos. And that might be when we find out who Dumas is, if he's really Kane, Ashby in a stunning recast, or if he's somebody else entirely. Make sure to check out our full weekly spoilers video tomorrow for the week of May 26th through the 30th, and buckle up for a bumpy ride next week. And the fuse is none other than Audra Charles. With her eye on power and her manipulative streak sharper than ever, Audra sets in motion a plan that could change everything for Kyle Abbott. But while Audra's web tightens around him, an extravagant party, meant to celebrate unity and success, turns into a powder keg of secrets, betrayals, and one jaw-dropping disaster no one saw coming. Audra's game. The seduction and the setup. Audra isn't just a schemer. She's a master strategist. Next week, she turns her attention fully on Kyle, using her charm, cunning, and calculated vulnerability to draw him in deeper. On the surface, it looks like a rekindled flirtation, something that might almost seem harmless to the casual observer. But Audra's intentions are far more sinister. She begins laying the groundwork for a massive business shakeup, subtly leaking information that implicates Kyle in a brewing scandal at Chancellor Winters. What makes it worse? Kyle is completely unaware. Audra uses pillow talk and after-hours drinks to lull him into a false sense of intimacy, all while documenting his every misstep. As the week progresses, viewers will see Kyle increasingly caught in her trap. By the time he starts questioning her motives, it might be too late to extricate himself without burning every bridge he has left. Especially with Summer and Jack. Summer senses trouble and digs deep, while Kyle tries to balance work, fatherhood, and his growing entanglement with Audra. Summer notices something is off. She's been keeping her distance emotionally, still hurt by their broken relationship, but when she sees Kyle being publicly praised by Audra at a press event, red flags fly. Summer confides in Phyllis, and the two team up to quietly investigate what Audra is really up to. They retrace Audra's recent moves, her meetings, her sudden alliance with certain board members, and her carefully timed leaks to the press. What they uncover could blow Audra's entire scheme wide open if they can get the proof in time. The end. Party from Hell Chancellor Winters throws an opulent cocktail gala to celebrate a new media partnership, inviting power players from every corner of Genoa City. On the surface, the evening is meant to show unity among Newman Enterprises, Chancellor Winters, and Marchetti. But behind the smiles and champagne flutes, tensions run high. Victor doesn't trust Audra, and he's not shy about making his suspicions known. Jack senses that something's off with Kyle but hasn't put all the pieces together. Devin and Lily are trying to present a united front, but even they begin to feel the ripple effects of the evening's chaos. And then, disaster. A shocking reveal. Just as Audra is giving a seemingly innocent toast, a mystery email is sent to all guests' phones. It contains confidential files that suggest Kyle has been feeding proprietary information to a competitor, carefully, doctored to look like an act of corporate sabotage. Gasps echo through the ballroom. Kyle is blindsided. Jack rushes to his son's defense, but Victoria and Nate demand an immediate investigation. Summer locks eyes with Audra, who maintains her perfect poker face. The chaos spills out into the media within minutes. Social feeds light up. Chancellor Winters' stock takes a hit. Kyle's career and reputation hang in the balance. Who's really behind the leak? While everyone points fingers at Kyle, only a few people begin to suspect the truth. Phyllis is one. Her instincts rarely steer her wrong, and she starts piecing together how meticulously planned the leak had to be. She zeroes in on Audra's patterns, tech access, and subtle manipulation of board loyalties. Meanwhile, Tucker McCall lurks in the shadows. Could he be pulling strings again? Has Audra been acting alone? Or is she just one pawn in a larger game? Fallout and fury. In the days following the party, the Abbott family rallies around Kyle, but fractures start to appear. Jack confronts his son about past decisions and his lingering attraction to Audra. Ashley, recently returned to town, offers her brother some brutally honest advice. Summer, heartbroken but determined, vows to clear Kyle's name. She and Phyllis confront Audra directly, but as always, Audra is several steps ahead, armed with alibis, excuses, and a smile that says, "Prove it." Back at Newman, Victor sets a new directive. Audra is to be watched closely. Claire, having earned Victor's trust recently, is assigned to keep tabs on Audra's movements. Claire's presence adds a new layer of unpredictability, as she begins to suspect that Audra may be hiding more than just a corporate betrayal. The cliffhanger as the week ends, Audra makes a clandestine phone call, one that reveals she's not just playing Kyle. She's targeting the Newmans, the Abbotts, and Chancellor Winters, for reasons that go far deeper than ambition. And as the screen fades to black, viewers are left with one last image. Kyle staring out over the city skyline. Broken, betrayed, and on the verge of doing something he can't take back, what happens next could change everything.